So I want to say something about this new product, Limu. It's been popping up a lot in my Facebook feed, and not only that, I've had people ask me about it. I had some woman come up to my supplement shop, and she brings this handout, and this handout lays out all the numerous things that it does. And she got this because not only is someone trying to sell her the product, but they're trying to sell her on buying into it and selling it herself, because it's a multi-level marketing thing. And so it says that if you go on there that it does all sorts of things, like it helps fight cancer, and it helps cure asthma, and it cures diabetes, and it makes all these really wild claims on this handout that she's got. And the big deal is about, if you go on PubMed, it says that you'll find over 900 studies that have been done on fucoidan, and that's your guarantee. This is real, this is amazing, and it really is going to cure cancer, and all this other crap that it's bragging about. And of course, there are in fact 900 entries and different things going on PubMed. But what people don't understand is to get something published, it's not that big a deal in terms of what's going on, whether or not it guarantees that some particular product or molecule or whatever it is being researched, whether or not that thing actually does anything big. Lots of things get studied and research gets published, and they don't do anything. And so that's a big deal. And in fact, having going through and looking at some of this stuff, that's what some of these studies say. Some of these studies say that when they looked at fucoidan and looked at what it didn't do much of anything. Some of it says that it helps, has some anti-cancer properties. But that's not really a big deal, because having anti-cancer properties isn't in and of itself that important, because all it means is that you've got some statistically significant effect. It doesn't have to be some dramatic effect, but when studies are done in vitro or in petri dishes, you have cancer cells, and if it helps push those cancer cells a little bit towards some of them going on and having cell death like they're supposed to, rather than spreading and growing, well, then that's positive in terms of it being anti-cancer. But it doesn't mean that it's actually going to cure cancer. And here's the big deal: if you go and you look on all these studies that appear on PubMed, none of them involve human trials. And the reason they don't involve human trials is because all the studies that are positive are relatively small. The effect that they have is small and almost insignificant. They're just not a big deal. It's just not that relevant, which is of course why you don't see like doctors like handing out like, oh man, you have cancer, here you go, or you have eczema, something else that is supposed to cure, here you go, or you're going bald. There's actually pictures of some guy spraying this Limu juice on his head because it's supposed to now cure baldness. It really is Jesus juice. It does basically everything. It cures what ails you. You expect some guy to like pull up in a rolling cart, right, and whip up the side and stand up there like, you're gonna be cured, blah blah blah. It's like it's a joke, man. Exactly the way they're attempting to sell this. Nothing cures all cancers. Cancers are themselves different, and there's never going to be a single cure for all cancers. Certainly there's not going to be something like this, which is just seaweed. That's all it is. It's a seaweed that's found in the Pacific Ocean. So the Hawaiians have been eating limu as part of their diet for hundreds and hundreds of years, which you would expect, if it was really this great and it cured basically everything, there'd be no illness amongst the Hawaiians who have been eating this as part of their diet for hundreds of years. But of course, Hawaiians get sick. They get cancer. They get eczema. They get arthritis, something else supposed to cure. They go bald. All sorts of things happen to Hawaiians. I guess it just goes to show it doesn't do everything it's promised to do. Here's how you know this is really a scam, and this is really important. This is something that everyone that's interested in this product should know. The guys that are behind the original Limu, which is the name of the company, they had a company before this. So original Limu starts in 2004. In 2003 and before that, they had another company, a company that was called Royal Tongden Limu. Royal Tongden Limu was shut down by the FDA, and it was shut down for making illegal and untrue health claims. Specifically, it cured cancer, it helped arthritis, it helped ADD, it helped diabetes. All the things that they're saying now, only now if you go to the website, it merely suggests. They don't actually say it. What they do is they get their reps to put out this crap, these little handouts, and their reps say it. And of course, they can't be held accountable for some independent rep says, right? So that's how they're getting around it. But the FDA came in, shut down Royal Tongan Limu. They had to destroy 90,000 bottles of product, lost over $2 million in product, and they had to get that destroyed because they were making the exact same claims that reps for original Limu were making now. And they got it shut down because it was untrue. It was a scam. It was a scam. The FDA shut them down. They're now selling the same product, just repackaged. It's the same guys, same product, and their reps are making the same claims. It's still a scam. Seaweed juice is not going to cure what ails you. Seaweed juice is not God in a bottle. It's not going to cure your cancer. It's not going to cure your eczema. It's not going to cure anything. It's a scam, pure and simple. This is a scam.